Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having a Pisces Sun and Aries Mercury in a natal chart. Now, first off, the basic character, which is the Sun, in this case, the Sun being in Pisces, can be very altruistic, compassionate, forgiving, self-sacrificing, but yet confused, and can be idealistic. Now, as far as the communication side of things go, Mercury being in Aries can be outspoken, abrupt, aggressive, impulsive, spontaneous, and disputatious. And the Pisces Sun in astrology is connected with our basic wants. And the Pisces Sun wants to attain dreams, fantasies, and ideals. Now, the Aries Mercury, they often talk about things that are pioneering, innovative, things associated with leadership, combat, and just talking about initiating things. And the true self, which is the Sun, in this case, the Sun being in Pisces, can be empathetic, emotional, but yet can also be gullible and impressionable. Now, the thinking, which is Mercury, in this case, Mercury being in Aries, can be courageous, impulsive, um, angry sometimes, and acerbic. The combination as far as how this energy may integrate and work with each other, well, the focus, which is the Sun, and Sun being in Pisces, can be on rescuing, and the thinking, which is Mercury, can be impatient and impulsive. I had a friend of mine, sadly had passed away, but recently, about a year ago. But anyway, he had a Pisces Sun and Aries Mercury, and it's interesting because his Sun is the basic fundamental character, and he was somebody who's obviously compassionate, sensitive, and sacrificing, and he was about rescuing. And he even told me that when he said to me one time that it's about acting first, thinking later. And the fact he has had the Sun positive before Mercury, coupled with the fact that Mercury is an impulsive, impetuous Aries. I mean, this fit him to a T. But anyway, what I want to get at next thing is that the Sun, the fact the Sun is in Pisces, can be sensitive and compassionate, and the communication, which is Mercury being in Aries, can be outspoken, sometimes abrasive. And this friend I was telling you about, he was certainly more abrupt and outspoken in his communications than the typical Pisces Sun. And now, again, with the Sun placed before Mercury, the person may often act, which is the Sun, prior to thinking, which is Mercury. And this may shine the light, so to speak, which is the Sun, on communication, which is Mercury ability, if there is a conjunct aspect between the Sun and Mercury. Now, for example, the Pisces Sun is at 27 degrees and the Aries Mercury is at 2 degrees. That would be a conjunction aspect. And now, the thing about this is when you have some astrologers and astrology enthusiasts out there, they don't believe in out of sign aspects. I do, and I believe I can illustrate through this example that they are valid. Now, in this case, okay, the Pisces Sun at 27 degrees and the Aries Mercury at 2 degrees. That's a 5-degree disparity between the Sun and Mercury. Now, I understand they're in different signs, but they're still in close proximity to each other. There's still friction, I would say, that exists between the two planets. And so I do see this as a valid aspect, and I apply this as well. I mean, with the other major aspects in astrology, the sextile, the trine, the square, the opposition, and I even include the inconjunct aspect in this. Now, some people think the inconjunct aspect is a minor aspect, but I do see it as a major one. And Going back to the conjunction aspect, again, 0 degrees, I use a 10-degree orb if at least one personal planet is involved. In this case, of course, you would have 2 personal planets involved. And the conjunction aspect can also give, retentive memory and even, mathematical skills and ability. And the fact that, in this case with Mercury being in Aries, it could be very, innovative, math or something, if math is involved, say with carpentry or welding, this person, may have a strong ability for that ability, a mathematical ability that may apply to those, positions. Carpentry or welding as some examples. Now, thing is, the sun in astrology is connected with the biological father and children. So the person that has the Pisces sun, the biological father and at least one child, if applicable, may actually be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. And having an Aries Mercury is associated with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. And so having an Aries Mercury, the person, may have some siblings, cousins, and neighbors that may actually be, have an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those traits. Now, it's also about the perception of these people. So having a Pisces sun, the person may perceive the biological father and at least one child, again, if applicable, as people that are very, altruistic, idealistic, sacrificing, forgiving, compassionate, sensitive, but may also see those same people as being overly ambivalent, unrealistic, indecisive, deceptive, duplicitous, unclear, and nebulous, and overly passive. Now, with the Aries Mercury, a person may perceive some siblings, cousins, and neighbors as people that are, very, say, assertive, courageous, pioneering, people that have leadership skills, people that don't hesitate or waste time, enterprising, but may also see those same people at times being overly abrupt, aggressive, forceful, combative, disputatious, and acerbic. Now, the thing is, the sun, is connected, with our actions. So having a Pisces sun, a person may often act with goodwill, benevolence, with altruism, with compassion, with sensitivity and emotion. And, having an Aries Mercury is also connected with short journeys. So short journeys may be, taken in a very spontaneous, abrupt manner. They may be done sometimes impulsively. Sometimes they may be done in anger. They may be connected with, things with confrontation or having to, basically have, could be a confrontation or dispute with somebody. And the thing about this is, it's an interesting, combination, because you have, again, the Pisces sun, the sun in astrology, being connected with the basic fundamental character, and the person's basic fundamental character can be more passive, and more docile, and wanting to isolate and wanting solitude and seclusion. But the Aries Mercury in their speech can be more forceful and aggressive, and very abrupt and outspoken with what they say. So this person may not be as sensitive in their communications as they are in connection with their basic fundamental character, which is Pisces. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.